Hey guys, thought I'd make a quick video just to maybe answer a few of the questions that I've had in regards to what the hydraulic handbrake kit is. So I might just have a quick look at what you get in the box and how it works. So pretty much arrives like this. Um, what you get inside is a few different things. Sender unit. So this is your primary connection between the hydraulic handbrake and your computer. 2 meter long micro USB cable. So the micro USB cable plugs into the sender unit next to any standard USB port available on your PC. And the other end of the micro sender is a 3-pin connection through to your pressure sensor. We'll keep that aside for the moment. This kit here came with the vertical mount bracket, because the configuration that I wanted to mount it in was a vertical one, but alternatively, if you didn't purchase with the vertical mount bracket, you just get the standard kit, or you had an option to purchase with the super extension, which extends the handle length significantly so that you can mount the unit lower. We'll look at the vertical mounting in this setup. And then the hydraulic handbrake, so suitable amount of packaging material in there to make sure it's not damaged. We'll unbag this one and have a look at what you get. Alright, there it is. So in the shipped condition, the handle comes loose, just to aid with packaging space, but pretty simple connection to put that into the right place. I'll just slide that down and put that bolt through there so that you can get a better idea of how big it is and which way it should sit. I'll still leave these bolts loose just for the moment because again I'm going to change the configuration for vertical mounting. And that's the unit right there. A few different hand grip variants that we use, but this is probably the main one that we're using at the moment. It's a grooved one with a little blue insert. Reasonably pretty, I like it. It's quite a nice soft grip, covering the entire handle there, so you've got a nice firm connection to it. Painted aluminium frame construction, so it's got a bit of weight to it, but it's not too bad. Not that really should make too much difference unless you're using motion, in which case this is probably the least weight that you have to worry about. Reservoir, so you can see on this one the reservoir's taped, which means that it's been shipped in the filled condition, pre-filled with water. The unit can use hydraulic fluid. It's obviously an automotive hydraulic handbrake, so there's no reason it can't use hydraulic fluid. The difference between water and hydraulic fluid is really just the compressibility, which affects handle motion more than anything else. The only real reason that we use the water is just it's a little bit cleaner, a little bit easier to bleed. It doesn't make quite as much mess if you do want to change it, clean it, etc. Pressure sensor already pre-mounted in this one because it's filled, obviously. You can see there a little bit of yellow down the bottom, so that's the thread sealant tape to make sure it's sealed. And in the top there is the 3-pin connection that connects to the sender unit. Other things that you can notice straight away, handle length adjustment, so that's in the highest position there. You can obviously go down lower if you want to, which you may find you might want to use predominantly in the vertical mounting. And then, as I said, if you opted for the super extension, your handle's going to end up way up here, which is great if you're mounting it right down low where you want lots of lever movement. One thing that does come into play specifically in that configuration is the longer that you make this handle, the more movement that it's going to generate at the handle portion to get the pressure. So obviously lever ratio. And the unit uses a series of compression rings in here just to give that little bit of compressibility feel to the system. And one way you can decrease the amount of lever travel, I'm only probably putting sort of maybe 3 or 4 kilos worth of load at the end of that handle there, and you can see there's probably about 20-30 mil of movement. That's probably about right for that sort of mounting position there, or if you're mounting it vertically. If you go to a long one, you're going to want to decrease that. One of the ways you can decrease it is, if you can see in here, is there's a nut set up here. You can actually increase the preload on this rubber section, which will essentially reduce the amount of travel that the handle can have, meaning that you get more forced transmission with less movement, which again, great if you've got the long handle. Also, if you find that you just really don't like a lot of movement in the handle, you can adjust that in for the short handle positions as well. So that's pretty much the bulk of that. We'll just show you quickly where we'd normally mount the sender unit is to normally screw it into the side here. Now the sender unit, before I put that on, show you, it's got a little bit of thread tape on it as well, mainly just so that you don't have to do this up tight and crush the sender unit. You can just put that in quite loosely and the thread tape will sort of just make sure that that doesn't come loose. Sitting on the side there is a good length so that the cable can reach up and onto the top, and then that should be a nice little positive click into there, and then the unit's pretty much ready to go. You just got to mount it. So as I said, vertical bracket's one of the options, so I will put that together with my vertical bracket and mount it to the unit in a minute, and I'll do a separate video of showing how that works in operation. Alternatively, nice base plate there with 4 big mount holes so that you can mount that onto your desk or your rig however you want. In terms of connection to the computer though, because that's probably more important, we'll take our 2 meter long USB cable, we'll plug it, the micro end, into the sender unit, like so, and we'll plug the other end of it into a free USB port on the computer that's just outside the screen that you can't see, but that's alright. And I've already plugged one of these into this, so it's probably not going to bring up the Windows activation thing, but what we will show you is if we go down here and just type in game and click on set up USB game controllers, in there you can see straight away it's recognised USB handbrake, and from there you can click properties, in which case brings up this, and as we move the handle we can see that the throttle value is increasing, which is the only channel that's actually operating off this one. And what we can see is if I push on that really hard as we get 100%, that's probably a little bit too much force. I don't really want to have to use that much in the game, so what we can do is go to settings and calibrate, and we jump through all of this till we get to throttle, which is that one there, and we'll push it with the amount of force that we want. I recommend doing this once it's mounted to the unit so you can actually push on it or pull on it, whichever way you're using it with a preferred value, but essentially push on it with whatever it is that we prefer to use, which will say is about that. Release it off, click through next and finished, and now the unit's calibrated. You'll see now nice 0 on it, so it's not hovering with a small value to start with, and 2, I'm able to get full throttle with, or full handbrake in this case, without actually having to put a massive amount of force. Beautiful. The unit's done. Probably should click apply, but that's fine. From there, you're essentially set up. Jump into your game, assign the handbrake to the channel you want, and you're good to go. We'll come back, I'll do another video with this unit actually mounted and show you how it works during a game. Thanks.